Hey friends, it's Jackeline here. In today's video, I'm bringing you my review, demo, swatches, comparisons, and this makeup look using the brand newest products from PAT MCGRATH, the Rose Decadence Palette, the Dark Star Mascara, and the Divinyl Lip Shine. But before we get started, and if you're new here, I hope that you will consider and subscribe to my channel, ring that post notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads, and come and follow me on my Instagram. And now, if you want to see all the details about these new products from PAT MCGRATH, then just keep on watching. Seems like PAT MCGRATH has been walking in a garden of roses, and she has to stay in there because she keeps bringing us roses and roses and roses. This time around, last week on Friday, she released a bunch of different lip products, from lip balms. Then there's this new Divinyl Lip Fetish balm with some shine. I mean, there's so many items. Even she spun with more shades of her lip pencils, and she also dropped this baby right here, which is her mini Mothership Rose Decadence palette. This is a 6-pan palette, and this is not the first time that we see this type of palette from PAT MCGRATH. She has had many of them. Now, I will say that by now I collect not all PAT MCGRATH products, but I do have all her Mothership palettes and a few of the 6-pan palettes right here. I will go into the comparison, swatches, and all that jazz. This palette is made here in the United States. It has 12 months of shelf life. Okay, so let's give it a look close. And this one didn't came in a uni card. It just came as is, as you can see right here. And then it has the beautiful logo right here. And then as you open it up, you see the 6 different shades. It does have a very nice size mirror. I mean, this is a pinky palette with a little bit of kind of like warmer tones, a little bit of gold and all of that. It costs $65. Now, I placed my order with PAT MCGRATH website the day of the launch, right at the time of the launch. I had to place 2 orders because the lip products were not available, at least the bundles that I wanted it. So I placed the order first for the palette and then for the lip bundles. The palette has been cheap, but it's not arriving until a couple days from now. And then the lip bundles, they haven't even shipped yet. So I don't know what's the deal right there. So I saw them already popping up at Sephora, and I decided, you know what, because I'm gonna review it right here on my channel. And honestly, my kids are gonna start school next week, and I'm gonna be doing homeschooling again. I know I'm not gonna have the same time as I'm having right now, but I have been pretty much uploading 7 days a week, sometimes 6 or 5 at least. So I have been trying my best to give you a lot of content right here, but as the school starts, I'm just gonna start to upload a little bit less. I'm gonna try my best to do at least 3 to 4 times a week. That's what I'm gonna try. I will do my best. Anyhow, going back on this palette right here, so Sephora has it. I will be leaving it on the description box below, and with my Sephora order I also went ahead and got just one of the Lip Fetish Divinyl Lip Shines. Now, this is a new formula for her, and funny fact, they sent me the wrong shade. I placed an order for another shade. I think it was Boudoir Rose, and they sent me Belle Amour, $5.94. I mean, it's okay. We're gonna give it a try right here, see how is the formula, because at the end, you know what, that's the most important thing right here for you to know if the formula is worth it or not. Let me check right here. Okay, so this one right here is made in Italy. The big Mothership palettes, the big mamas, these right here, these are made in Italy. And then the 6-pan palettes, they are made in USA. By the way, this Divinyl Lip, they cost $36, so they are not inexpensive. I mean, like, I just want to compare the formula because I really love her lipsticks, whether it's the matte trans formula or her creamy satin formula. So let's see how that works. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and jump into this palette right here. So this palette comes with 12 grams of product. Now, what it makes the Mothership palette special is because you receive her Astral shades, which are the 4 last on the palette. And I'm sorry, my palette looks so gross, but that means that I have been using it. Okay, so they are these 4 shade right here. So when you're talking about a 6-pound palette, the mini motherships, they don't come with those special shades. Yet this palette right here does have a duochrome, which I think it's fun, and I think it's, you know, that's really good that she decided to bring something in like that. Okay, let's go for the swatches. Okay, this one right here feels a little bit greedy. And that's Fuchsia Flame, which is a duochrome. It actually has a shift between a lilac and a pink tone, which I think it's actually really pretty. And by the way, the palette comes with these on the inside. I know you can barely see it. Let me see if I can do this. So it's up here. I mean, you're not gonna be able to see it, but it basically says the names of each of the eyeshadows. Okay, let's start. Pink Champagne, Peach Dusk, Fuchsia Flame. So the top row we have one metallic, one matte, one duochrome. Bottom row we have a matte and 2 metallics. Hedonistic Rose, Scandalous, Golden Honey. This may sound redundant for those who follow me, for my subscribers. I love you so much, but I always have to say it. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I do not use an eye primer when I'm reviewing an eyeshadow palette, just because I want to see how the eyeshadows work solo, like without any help. And that's the same thing that I'm going to do today. I only have my concealer. All the products that I have used today, they will be on the description box below. And let's jump into, I think I'm gonna go to Peach Dusk, and I'm using a Scott Barnes number 62 brush, and these are usually very pigmented. That's something very notorious from Pat MCGRATH. Okay, I'm taking that same shade and I'm just gonna apply it on the outer third. Sigma Beauty E25 brush and the shade Hedonistic Rose. And I'm taking this shade on my outer third. This is definitely a beautiful burgundy shade, and as you can tell, it's blending with easy too. Sonia G Builder Pro and the shade Fuchsia Flame. And I'm applying it kind of in the middle, not too in the middle. And connecting it with the other burgundy matte shade. A Smith 253 brush and the shade Golden Honey. I'm gonna apply these on inner portion and then connecting it with that duochrome. I mean, for applying that dry, it's going very well on the lid. And you know what? A gold shade in a palette of Pat MCGRATH is not surprising. She has many gold shades. I feel I need something in between these two colors. So I'm gonna go with the same brush and I'm gonna use this shade called Scandalous. And I'm just gonna apply it, there you go, in between the two shades. And that's gonna create a little bit of a gradient. BK Beauty 204 brush and the shade Peach Dusk. And I'm taking this shade on my lower lash line. Sonia G Flat Definer and the shade Hedonistic Rose. And I'm taking it on my outer third of my lower lash line. Then that same shade, I'm connecting it up top. I'm kind of creating a little bit of a mini wing. And with my purchase, I went ahead and picked up this bad boy. Is Pat MCGRATH newest mascara. I mean, the packaging right here is everything. It's so beautiful. And this is called Dark Star Mascara. Ooh, nice, very nice, gold. And then the name right here is in print, very lightweight in pink shade too. I'm telling you, she's walking in a garden of roses. Okay, this looks like a thick mascara, and the wand, it's an hourglass wand. Okay, the formula feels a little bit drier. It's not liquidy, it's kind of creamy. This will not give you much length, but I'm seeing that it gives this volume. I don't know how I'm liking this mascara. It just feels a little too dry perhaps for my likes. Not much separation. I shouldn't say that it's clamping up my lashes, but borderline getting them a little bit together. Refer 03 brush, and let's jump into this pink shade right here. Seems to be more of like a warm pink, not so cool tone. Oh, that's so pretty. That's a pretty shade there. And I'm placing it also right here on my brow bone. And you know what? In purpose, I don't have any blush because I wanted to try this pen right here as a blush. And it has a lot of pigment right there, so we're gonna tap it off and just go lightly. Yep, it does serve as a blush, and actually a very pretty blush for that matter. Refer 20 brush, let's go here because I don't have highlighters, so might as well. Let's use this as a highlighter. I do have texture right here, and it's normal. I mean, if you put highlighter over texture, it's gonna emphasize it, but the way that it goes more as a creamy formula. Definitely this one right here was a little bit smoother than all these four right here. This one was kind of like medium. I don't know if perhaps the type of ingredients, formulation. I mean, it looks good. I like it. Definitely, I think if this palette would have had, say, a brown tone shade, kind of like, you know, kind of in the goldeny side or reddish side, it could have been also a face palette. We're done with this. Now let's go into Lip Fetish Divinyl Lip Shine. Closer right here, the box, super pretty. Right here is the name on this side, which in this case is 594 Vel Amour, and this is it. Super pretty, lovely, honestly, very, very pretty. Gold and pink. Do you remember, I think you remember when I was talking about the Divine Rose number 2 when I made my review and the lip collection, how I said I wish she could have done this right here because it's Divine Rose, you know, but oh well, now we have it in this formula. Let's see, quick swatch right here. Ooh, wait a second, that's intense. There's no scent. Oh, this is pink. This is definitely more than a tinted lip balm. A vinyl, a super intense satin shade type of thing. Not my cup of tea though as far as the shade goes, but I like the formula quite a bit. I'm sure longevity is not gonna be you know, stupendous. I'm sure you're gonna have to reapply it various times throughout the day because of the nature of the formula, but other than that, I mean, I think it feels comfortable. It doesn't feel heavy, doesn't feel sticky or greasy either. It feels really nice. I'm gonna swatch Rose Decadence on the top and then the palette that I'm comparing it to at the bottom. Divine Rose number 2 and Rose Decadence. Rose Decadence, Divine Rose number 2. The matte shade right here of Divine Rose number 2 feels a lot more creamy and not as dry as the one from Rose Decadence. Rose Decadence certainly feels really dry. There you go. Now this duochrome doesn't have any comparisons with the one of Divine Rose, but I'm sure you may want to see this one right here, so let's just give it a go. Let's move to this one right here. Rose Decadence, Divine Rose number 2. Rose Decadence, Divine Rose number 2. And last, let's go for the gold shade. Now this is an astral shade. Now if you're wondering about Divine Rose number 1, I mean, there's nothing alike. Now I know this palette is not anymore available, but just in case you have it, this is the Star Wars Dark Galaxy. Rose Decadence Dark Galaxy. Star Wars Galactic Gold and Rose Decadence. This formula right here is the same formula as these two right here. Rose Decadence Gold is a lot warmer. Last but not least, Sublime versus Rose Decadence. Top Rose Decadence, bottom Sublime. Okay friends, and now into my final thoughts about Rose Decadence. The formula definitely feels very consistent with this type of eyeshadow palettes from Pat McGrath. I mean, I think here it is the deal, is that I think we're done and tired to see so many pink palettes coming from Pat McGrath. I think she has a lot more to offer, and that's why perhaps not even this palette has sold out, neither at Sephora or at Pat McGrath website. And it's not that people dislike it, because I'm sure a lot of people that they were not able to get Divine Rose number 2. This is an excellent palette, and you can complement it with, I don't know, an eyeshadow palette perhaps from Sydney Grace, one of their multi-chrome ones, and you know, get that, you know, experience of a multi-chrome. But I just think that timing was wrong for Pat. I think she really needs to evaluate her timings at releasing certain palettes. Like for example, for me, this will be an excellent palette to have been released during Valentine's time. That would be the perfect place, leave enough space for Divine Rose 2 to keep shining, and then for this one to shine. Because this one right here, like I said, because we have seen so many pink eyeshadow palettes from Pat, it feels like a little bit unnecessary. Now this palette right here is a little bit more pink than Divine Rose number 2. Divine Rose number 2 is borderline, even a little bit more in the peach side. This gives a little bit of variation. I would love to have seen perhaps some, I don't know, like perhaps some purpley tones. I mean, something different. But like I said, overall, the color story is beautiful. I think you will not be disappointed. Obviously, I mean, paying $65, and that's another thing that I want to talk about. It is this packaging. I mean, it's nice that it's carton. It's good for the earth, right? But I think she could have done something a little better. I do love the material of this palette. So I like the flap right here, that you can open it completely without having the struggle to open two flaps like this one right here. But I like the material on this one. I think this, I mean, if she would have used this, it would have looked more lax. I'm more into the lines of like, okay, I'm not only paying $65 for Pat McGrath name for the formula, but also for the experience. And I think that's one thing that I think is missing on this palette is experience. I mean, it doesn't come with a sleeve, with a unicard. It's like this, and like I said, it doesn't look very fancy. That's completely honest. In fact, like even if she would have done this metallic embossing right here on the leaves, that would have like elevated the palette a little bit more. That's my 2 cents as far as packaging goes. But at the end of the day, what is important right here is the performance of the eyeshadows. Performance is really good. Just like I said, color story, perhaps not the right timing. What I will have liked to see, and many of us will have liked to see from Pat McGrath, is perhaps some blushes or some bronzers or a face palette for that matter. I mean, I would love to have seen something like this, perhaps something square or just long, like halfway right here with 3 different shades in like different tones, something for light, medium, and deeper skin tones. That is a face palette. Could you imagine that? That would have been nice. Or even like if it was something like her Mothership, the black palette, in kind of like I said, like a square, and then with 4 different shades, a highlighter, 2 blushes, and a bronzer. I don't know, I just feel like something like that would have been so nice to see, so luxe, so different, something more attractive. Like give us something different. Or even, I know I'm going crazy right here, maybe perhaps for the holidays, hey Pat, if you need some assistance right here with designing, you take care of your color story. Okay, here, something like this, but with, instead of like these ones right here, they have the 4 astral shades. What about for the holidays, 4 of these, all of them multi-chrome, trichrome, you call it. Can you believe that? That will be amazing. And in fact, the palette that I just opened right now, this is Ritualistic Rose. This is the perfect, I feel, complement to this palette right here. So if you already have this one and you're like, well, some people I know that they didn't like this palette as much because it's just all astral shades. I did a full review on it and show how to use it, you know, for a full look and be just fine and done. But say for example, you miss on the Divine Rose, or perhaps Divine Rose number 2 is just not your cup of tea, you didn't like it that much, this could be a really compliment. And I mean, at the end of the day, they are both equal or even more expensive than buying a Mothership palette, because this was 65, if I don't mistaken, and this 65 too. This perhaps right now, I don't think Ritualistic Rose is still available. Now, as far as the lip product, I like lipsticks overall, regardless whether they are matte, satin. As if they are matte, as long as they don't dry my lips, I'm fine with that. And I find that this formula is really comfortable, very easygoing. But I will say, if you really like comfortable lips, satin, a little bit more brilliant, but that they are not like, you know, like crazy, like no oily type of thing, this is perfect. I will suggest though to use a lip liner no matter what, because I'm pretty sure perhaps it will not bleed a lot, but you know, just to contain the lipstick within your lips, I mean, that'll be good. And as far as the mascara, I think I said it all. I think it feels a little bit too bright for my likes. Perhaps something in the middle would have been better, but I will have to keep trying it and then I can get back to you about it. I mean, it's just first impressions right here. And now I would love to know, have you picked up any of these new products from Pat McGrath? How are you liking them? Or are you planning to pick them up? Remember that I think when this video goes live, there's still at least 1 or 2 more days for the Sephora Welcome Back event sale to end, so you are able, if you want to you know, buy say this one and this one. I think it's for $100 you get $20 off, and for $75 that you spend, it is $15 off. So if you haven't placed your order online just yet, you can still get these at a discount price. And you don't have to be a Rouge member, you just have to be an insider, which you just have to sign up with your email and telephone number. There's no payments involved to anything like that. All those details will be left on the description box below. Also, I made a video with my recommendations and wish list, so if you want to go and check it out, it is a really good video. Okay, my friends, and now I really think this is a wrap. Again, I would love to see your comments down below while you're at it, and if you haven't done so yet, I hope that you will consider and subscribe to my channel, ring that post notification bell, because you don't want to miss any of my uploads. And come and follow me on my Instagram. Let's grow my family there. Please help me out. It's really hard to grow that Instagram, so I really appreciate it if you can give me a hand right there. If you like this video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Also share it with family and friends. And until the next time, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye.